Hey, I'm Todd. Thanks for watching my video and do all that good YouTube stuff. Share it, like it, hit the notification bell, thumbs up, subscribe, all the things that you do. Thanks for taking the time to watch my video and saving some money perhaps. I also invite you to check out the links in the description for some long-term savings with the stock market and checking out the links for either E-Trade or M1 where you can save and trade fractional stocks, or Webull, which is usually giving away a couple free stocks for just depositing $100. So I strongly invite you to invest in your future and check them out. Thanks, and let's get to the video. 2016 Subaru Crosstrek. Customer's complaint is a growling noise. Sounds like it coming from the rear. It pretty much heard it at all speeds, but it was getting louder. Apparently, he said at like 40 miles an hour, but didn't take us long to hear it. Driving 15 to 20 miles an hour, a little low rumble. Growl. We'll try and see if we pick it up on the camera. That's the passenger side. With the driver's side here, see if we can hear it. But driver's side wheel bearing is making noise. Sounds dry and noisy. 2017 Subaru Crosstrek. Driver's side rear wheel bearing replacement assembly. Rear wheel bearing replacement hub assembly. So I give a little tweak in here to make it easier to pull the caliper assembly off. And I'm going to take up, this is 14 millimeter bolt, and there's one up here for the caliper. And get the caliper out of the way. We just have four 14 millimeter bolts here as well. And we'll be taking off that nut, of course, as well. And the rotor. We're going to take some stuff apart. That's what I'll be doing. Should just slide off, although it has two bolts holes here, and it's 8 millimeter by 1.25 is the bolt size, and thread pitch. You screw them in there, it'll force this off. Used a 1 1/4 socket. I'm sure it's metric, but it works just fine. I was trying to undo the staking on there, but not a requirement. It shouldn't go very far, but there should be some free play in here. And it wasn't moving with my air hammer at first. I'm going to spray some lubricant in here and walk away. We should be able to do this without taking the emergency brake stuff apart. So you might sort of have to tap it on some stuff to get it free. Maybe a little rust penetrant, some spray in here, maybe on the back side. We'll spray this down, let it sit for a little while. So what I'm also going to do is I'm going to put these 2 screws in on the back side, and I'm going to use my air hammer and hit them with the air hammer and try and drive that out. And the whole assembly might come off as well, but that's okay. I also took a 10mm bolt for the speed sensor, just to make sure we're not going to damage it. It's out, laying off to the side. So here we go. Seems to have worked. We'll take the bolts out and see about separating this. It'll be dangling by the emergency brake cable, probably. That'll be fine. I'm just using this extension. That extension and the hammer, it seemed to work fine for me without using the air hammer. So one of the other issues too then is this was a pretty tight fit, so you saw I cleaned it up, put some lube on it, but we just needed 2 or 3 threads to be able to grab onto, so I'll probably be reaching back here and pulling as best I can. Probably do my best to pull it on the axle back here. Over here pulling and tapping on this to try and get it through so I can get just a couple threads to show up, so I can, of course, get the nuts started. That was kind of funny, just went in. It's in the right angle. I'll snug the back bolts up. I'll snug that up a little bit. Put a rotor back on. The caliper on. Snug the bolts up. Put the speed sensor in. 10mm bolt. Tighten that. And I'll torque everything down. tighten it 48 foot-pounds, the 4 wheel hub nuts.
Where's that?
And 48 foot-pounds for the caliper bolts too. $140 foot-pounds.
All right, I'm on the brake hard.
Give that a little restaking. Lug nuts are 89 foot-pounds. We'll tighten them in a crisscross pattern. Sounds dry. Pump the brakes a couple times, set the caliper, although someone was holding the brake pedal, so it should be good. That's replacing your rear wheel bearing assembly on your Subaru Crosstrek 2017, and other model years, I'm sure. Good luck to you.